Okay, so kinematics in one dimension, horizontal and vertical motion. So we have other videos that talk about kinematics in one dimension in our channel, but these are the two examples that we solved in our class last Tuesday. So yeah, again, tag-isa-isa sa horizontal, tag-isa man sa vertical motion. So just to remind you, these are the formulas na ginagamit ha. So if you want to solve anything that is in the vertical motion, kaya hindi siya horizontal, ni mo kay x-axis, no? All we do is just change all the x's into y's. And then, ang a naton, ginagamit naton is g for acceleration due to gravity. In our class, remember, it's 9.81 meters per second squared. So sometimes you may study using other books or sources online and your answer is kind of off. It's because 9.8 ang ginagamit sa iban, ang iban ganit 10. So kita ya sa klase naton, negative 9.81 meters per second squared. Okay? So we are going to So we're going to go back and forth sa inyong slide to review these formulas, no? This was the first problem that we dealt with. So, the minimum distance required to stop a car moving at 35 miles per hour is 40 feet. Therefore, this means that our car is initially moving at 35 miles per hour kag ma-stop siya. So, ang ginapaabot natin na V final is 0 miles per hour. Next, well, we don't really know where it started, pero kabalo kita, the whole travel will be 40 feet. So, we can say that x initial is 0 miles and x final is 40 feet. Now, to be uniform, lipat isang term ba? Para uniform kita, ang feet, i-convert ta sa miles. So, as you can remember, there are 5,280 feet in 1 mile. So, makancel si feet and then log in our calculators. 40 divided by 5,280 is, okay, it's 0.00756 na lang miles. Okay? Now, we have another scenario. So, what is the minimum stopping distance for the same car if it is moving at 70 miles per hour? So, stopping distance dyan po na ginastoryahan. So, we know it's going to stop somehow. VF is 0. XI is also 0. And, ang ginapangita is XF if ang aton nga dua ka situations, they have the same rate of acceleration. Okay. So, with that, ang nabalanta is we have to find out what the rate of acceleration is first. And then, makuha ta na ang aton nga x final for the second scenario, the stopping distance. Okay, so remember all the given, no? VI, VF, XI, XF. Balik na to sa may mga formula. Oops. So, sa mga formula naton, tanan sila may T for time, may time. So, sa tanan sa ila, ang pwede talang magamit is this one. So, this one. And we are going to copy this into our here. Sa aton nga ginasuma kagaina. Okay, as I was saying, we are going to look for the acceleration first. Okay. So, using the first scenario, ang VF naton 0. Ang V initial naton 35 plus 2 si acceleration ang ginapangita. X final is 0.007576 minus 0. So anyways, minus 0 is kind of negligible na lang. Hindi ko na lang pag-isulat. Okay, kaya x initial ta 0. Now, may 0 kita dire, so babay naman ni siya. Si 35 transpose sa piyak. So this becomes negative 35 squared equals 2 times 0.007576 A. So, ginire-arrange ko lang ha. Si negative balagay sa, basta mamarka mo, positive na siya kay 35 squared? Mas squared? Ano lang? Hindi ha. Kaya nga, it's as if ginbutang nyo dali sa calculator yung 35 squared and then you get a certain answer. Pag transpose sa piyak, man-negative na i-value. Ha? So, yeah, this becomes negative despite having squared. So, kung doon naglibogin nyo paminsaron, hindi na pa paminsara. You'll find out later. Well, to get rid of 2 times 0.007576 on this side of the equation, i-divide tayo sila tanan sa ina value. Okay. So, this guy cancel out. Then, we can solve for A. A is 35 squared divided by 2 times 0.007576. Which is negative 80,847.41 miles per hour squared. Okay, since we should put into our brains that this car is going to stop, hindi siya ga-accelerate, kundi ga-decelerate siya. So, negative ang acceleration natin. Okay, so, whether you like it or not, negative stays. Now that we have the rate of acceleration, let's look for x of f for the second scenario. So once again, we don't have the value for time. So even if we look into the slide, kundi natutunan na ng mga formulas, we will still be using the same formula. Vxf squared equals vxi squared plus 2ax times x of f minus x of I. Okay. So siya na dyan pang gamiton ta. Change color lang ko. Okay, now, Vxf is 0 squared. Initial na velocity 70 squared plus 2. Ang acceleration na sumata na, negative 80,847.41. Ang x final siya nang ginapangita. Si x initial 0, so don't write that. We don't care. Okay, so si 70, pwede ta siya ma-transpose. So once again, ma-negative kita dire. Equals 2 times negative 80,847.41 x of f. And to get rid of that part of the equation, ma-divide kita. 847.41. Cancel siya. Susubong, may value na kita sa x of f. X of f is 70 squared divided by 2 times 80,847.41. So, wala ko naging butang sa negative. Kaya negative ang babaw, negative man ang dalom. So, positive na Japon. I have 0.0303. This is miles, remember? Okay. So, diba sa analysis na lang, no? Hinay ang salakyan para mag-untat siya. Do lipot lang na ang iyang adlagan nun. Pero kung dasig-dasig ang salakyan, para mag-untat siya, medyo layo-layo pa na iya ma-travel, di ba? So, let us compare because so far we know that the car will travel 40 feet if it's moving at 35 miles per hour. Pila naman niya kung 70 miles per hour. So, ang x of f ni, i-convert na siya balik sa feet, ha? Okay. With that, diri ko masulat. So, x of f, 0.0303 miles. Remember, there are 5,280 feet in 1 mile. Cancel, cancel. 0.0303, 5280. It's 159.98 miles. No. Not miles. Feet. So, all in all, guys, the car will stop at 159.98 feet if it's traveling at 70 miles per hour or around 160 feet. Okay? And yep, that was the example that we had last time. Now, let's proceed to vertical motion. This problem is in your module and para may mag-guide lang sa inyo, ari ko di para magwakal-wakal, okay? So, free fall problem based on your module. Now, we have a stone thrown from the top of a building with a given initial velocity of 20 meters per second straight upward. The stone is launched 50 meters above the ground and the stone misses the edge of the roof on its way down as shown. Okay. So, yeah, just like what we have in the module, I have placed certain, kumbaga, points of interest, no? Wherein, ang A naton, dira gid nag-start ang motion sang aton nga stone. So, ini siya, tawgon ko ni siya nga Y initial. So, Y na kita kay free fall na kita ha. Y na tanan. So, this is Y, I initial, 0 meters. And the V initial is given 20 meters per second. Just know, guys, later on you will see that all these values are relative. Relative din sila. Pero plus star ko lang. Now, at the topmost of the stone's flight, kumbaga, you should know that ang aton sinadang ang velocity is going to be 0 meters per second. Diba? Sa highest peak sa aton nga object, sa iyang paglupad, the 0 meters per second na data. And then, all in all, it's just the G for acceleration. So, never forget Mom Spaghetti. Charot. Mga hilig sa memes. Charot. Okay. Now, let's look at the questions. We have here question number 1 or question A. Determine the time at which the stone reaches its maximum height. So, looking at the diagram, that is from A to B. Halin sa sugod-sugod, asa sa iyang highest, ginapangayo ang time. So, let's write that down from A to B. Okay. So, plus start ito na given para kapili kita sang formula. So, sa A, ang nabalaan naton, ang iya sina nga Y initial is 0 meters. Sa B, wala kita kabalo. Pero kabalo kita nga naglupad is mababaw. Sa A, kabalo kita sang V initial, 20 meters per second. Kabalo kita nga, sa pinakababaw, ang iya sina nga velocity is 0 meters per second. So, ang ginapangita is time. Ang munita na ng given nga available sa aton. YI, VI, VF, T, ang kulang. So, yeah, we can just skip YF for now kay dugang na siya nga pamangkutanon. So, YI, VI, VF, no? Look at your formulas and in my opinion, ang pinaka namin ang gamiton is the first formula. So, may nakita sang final velocity, initial velocity. We also know the acceleration due to gravity and then what we need is time. So, this one, dumduman nyo niyo. Write down the formula on your paper, but this time, use the Y notations for vertical motion, okay? So, with that, I have VYF is equal to VYI plus GT. Okay. So, VYF is 0. Ang VYI was 20 plus ang G naton nga negative 9.81 meters per second squared times T. So, si 20 transpose sa priyak na negative 20 equals negative 9.81 T. Now, divide all of them by negative 9.81 para cancel ni. And then, time is, so, 20 divided by 9.81, 2.04 seconds. So, this is the time it took for the object to reach the maximum height. Okay. Next, find the maximum height of this stone. So, you still have the same given because this is still from point A to point B. Ang madya po ng given, YI, VI, VF, pero this time, ang ginapangayo is YF. You also have solved time. Pero, like I said last time, as much as possible, look for a formula nga hindi nyo pagamiton ang ginsuman nyo. Para safe lang, kay wala, ginapalayo, tama na siya, nga masala ang inyo nga suma, pero para safe sa tanan. So, nakita ko nga doon pwede gamiton is this formula right here, sa pinakadalong. Kabalo kita sang final velocity nga 0, ang initial velocity given, kabalo kita sang gravity, kabalo kita sang x of I na 0, and ang x of I ang ginapangita. So, write that down on your paper, but this time, use the Y notations. This becomes Vy of F squared equals Vyi squared plus 2G times YF minus YI. Okay. So, sa formula naton, si VYF is 0 squared. VYI is 20 squared plus 2, negative 9.81. Y of F is the one that we're looking for, and Y initial is 0. So, hindi pagsulat Muna sa Japon. Diba? Okay. 20 will be transposed, so that becomes negative 20. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Negative 20 squared equals negative 9.81 times 2. So, ginsuli ko lang kay para sa negative magwa, no? Siya man na Japon. And then, let's divide negative 9.81 times 2. Cancel ni. And now, YF is equal to 20 squared. So, no need to write the negative anymore. Kahit negative kag negative becomes a positive when divided. I have Y of F is 20.30 for 39. Yeah, I'll just write it down. 39 meters. This is the height or maximum height of our stone. Okay. So, let's move on. Next mga part. Letter C. Determine the velocity of the stone when it returns to the height from which it was thrown. So, from our drawing, from our drawing, that is, ang C ko, do kasala. Actually, let's say, mabutan ko di sa kapintok. I'll change this, and this guy as well. Tao lang po ako, A, B, C, D, and then E. Okay. So, ang pamangkot, ano to ang iya nga velocity when it reaches the point at which it was thrown. So, it's around here sa C. So, matupo nga di siya, Tupo nga di siya. So, let's analyze that, no? So, that's from B to C. Okay. So, what we know is, from B, ang aton dira ang velocity initial is 0, kaya na siya sa pinakataas. Meters per second. Dason, ang C naton, sa may C nga part, ang V final naton, siya na ang ginapangayo. No? Another thing, ang nabalaan ta, ang Y initial, nasuma ta siya kagayna, 20.39 meters. Ang Y final naton, kabaluman kita, di ba matupong siya sa sugod-sugod? So, that's 0 meters. Okay. So far we have VI, we have VF, we have YI, and we have YF. So, looking at our formulas, I think ang pinaka namin dyan pa nagamitan will be this last formula. Yeah. So, let's use that. Okay. So, we have VYF squared equals YI squared plus 2G YF YI. Okay. VYF siya nang ginapangayo. So, by ilan na siya? VYI is 0 squared plus 2 times negative 9.81. YF is 0 minus YI which is 20.39. So, we have here, babay naman we have a negative and another negative. And then, you want to look for VYF. It's squared. So, root na daan ninyo sa inyong calcio, no? So, ipangitaan nyo na lang ang root. So, ang ibutang ko sa calcio ko, square root of 2 times 9.81 times 20.39. Kaya abot ko ang positive, na duwa ka negative mo. What I have is 20.00. So, that's just 20 meters per second. This is the velocity of the stone as it reaches the point where it was thrown. So, as I said earlier, ang analysis ng vertical motion, it's quite relative. So, sa subong mo, kagay na, V final, nito si 0, subong V initial na siya. Kaya diba, hindi yung ang problem. Ang ating subong situation is from the top, pakadto sa point, kundiin siya nagsugod. So, lain na ang mga values for VI, YI, VF, and YF. Okay. Now, we want to look for the velocity and position of the stone at t is equal to 5 seconds. So, let's dringon ko na lang di siya. So, gatindo, gadi ang taon yun, no? So, halin sa sugod-sugod at time equals 0, ginaboy niya ang iyang stone pasaka sa nanaog. So, our stone is somewhere around here. So, it's from point A. We have point B here, remember? We have point C somewhere in here. Kaya, di ba, may problem. Tanga nagtupong siya kuno sa origin. And now, this is going to be point D. Okay. Remind yourselves, guys, that time equals 5 seconds is from the time that the man threw the stone. So, halin di siya sa point A, nag-isip point 1, point 2, point 3, basta 5 seconds. That's when the stone reached point D. Okay, so we can note that it's from A to D. Now, let's list down all the information that we know. That is, V initial is equal to 20, no? Meters per second. So, nga ito nga Y initial is 0 meters. Okay? V final, ang maning ginapangita. Position, which is Y final. Ginapangita man. We know that time is equal to 5 seconds. Okay. Out of all the formulas, you can look back. I hope at this point you already have a list of the formulas beside you. We know that Vy of f is equal to Vy of I plus Gt. Okay. So, Vy of f is equal to, ang Vy of I natin is 0. It's 20 plus negative 9.81 meters per second squared and time which was 5 seconds. Put that in your calculators and you should get negative 29.05 meters per second. So, this is the velocity of the stone after 5 seconds. Okay. Idugon ko lang ni siya, para may space ko. Give me space. Ito na siya. There you go. And next one is ang iyang position. So, I think the one that we can use ng formula is YF equals YI plus Vy of I plus 1/2 GT squared. So, YF, ang muna ginapangita, no? Y of I is 0, Vy of I was 20 plus 1/2 times negative 9.81. Sinsya gada, paiguan nyo lang siya mga papel. Ang ini nga formula. Finally, you should get Y of f is equal to negative 22.7 meters. So, it's pretty obvious because it will, kumbaga, kung origin mo niyo, tanan din nga values sa babaw is positive y, and all of the values down here are negative y. So, but silingon, nara siya sa dalom sang top, sang roof of the buildings, negative 22.7 meters. Also, VYF is negative 29.05 because we are moving downwards. Okay? Actually, it is supposed to be negative as well. I think I've noted that in our class. So, kamo na ama plus star sina. Because you know that when it returns to the height from which it was thrown, it's already moving downward. Okay? Ang medyo gaulan na guys, so I need to go. Hopefully, na-check na to ng duwa ni ka mga examples, no?